is my favourite story, I think, in showbiz this year. The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively. Then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously. And it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists now spray gunning each other with as much dirt as they can possibly do, having spewed lovey-dovey stuff to each other for months on end.
Who wrote to me said that they worked on the set of It Ends With Us, okay? And that the villain in this entire story is not Blake Lively. It's not Justin Baldoni, but it is Ryan Reynolds. He goes into Blake Lively's trailer and they have an argument. All of the production assistants overheard the argument, okay? Now, what was at the root of that argument? We don't know, but we can assume it had something to do with what he saw in these dailies, what he read in the script. Who even knows what led him to even visit on this day? And the person says that from that day forward, he started involving himself, that he basically became a chaperone for her on set. He was there.
She became uncomfortable with Justin Baldoni yesterday while she was filming. She states that Mr. Baldoni put his bare hands on her backside and said that he was trying to help her with her posture. Complainant immediately voiced her displeasure with being touched on an intimate part of her body, and Mr. Baldoni responded with, "It's fine. I'm totally hot for my wife," in a dismissive tone.
And says, "Am I getting beard on you?"
It smells good. Well, it's not that. It's my body makeup.
Right. And then says, "Smells good." And she says, "It's my body makeup." That's her big harassment moment. They are playfully acting for the camera, trying to make it look like two lovers, two people in a relationship are dancing with one another. For those who are not in the Hollywood world, what is wrong with her taking over the film?
I've never seen it before in my 30 plus year career in Hollywood. She wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits. She wanted to be part of the editing team. There were people hired, like human beings actually hired to do the editing job, who had done work as editors. She wanted to be part of that team. The next thing you know, she took over the editing. She started making threats that she wouldn't promote the movie, that she wanted to be in control of marketing of the movie, that she would do nothing in terms of promotion unless she was the actual editor.
They're done. And it's no wonder everyone avoided them like the plague.
TMZ just dropped a bomb on Blake Lively, and it made her day from pretty bad to devastating. We are still waiting on the amended lawsuit from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They're supposed to be adding names or evidence, who knows, but today is the due date, and it has to be done by 11:59 p.m. We have been waiting.
Justin says that Blake was determined to make him the real-life villain in her story because she wasn't doing well on the promo tour for the movie. It was very toned up. Her hair care line wasn't doing well. She was trying to sell booze while talking about domestic violence. Justin says the war between himself and Blake really started in May 2023 when they started shooting the movie. He claims that she was organizing a takeover.
The Oscars are supposed to be flawless. An airbrushed, feel-good spectacle where every laugh, every line, every tear is rehearsed and approved. It's a machine built to celebrate Hollywood at its safest. But Conan O'Brien didn't get the memo. Instead of the usual red carpet charm and sanitized jokes, he took a sharp left turn and landed squarely in lawsuit territory. And not just any lawsuit, Blake Lively's. At first, the room did what it always does. Polite laughter. Nervous glances. The kind of forced amusement that's practically written into the night's script. But then something shifted. Blake Lively, smiling, poised, the picture of composure, suddenly wasn't. Cameras didn't catch it immediately, but those near her did. Her posture stiffened. She leaned toward the person next to her, whispered something. Her face flickered, surprise, fury, something else, embarrassment maybe. And then in a move that shattered Hollywood's golden illusion, she stood up and left. 1 second she was there. The next, her chair sat empty. Not the discreet kind of exit for a bathroom break or a quiet moment backstage. This was abrupt, unmistakable, dramatic. Heads turned. Murmurs spread. For the first time all night, the real story wasn't happening on stage. Within seconds, social media exploded. Did Blake Lively just walk out? What did Conan say? Did he name her? And the biggest question of all, if it wasn't true, why react like it was? Hollywood thrives on scandal. but it also thrives on pretending the scandal doesn't exist. The rule is simple: celebrities don't flinch. They laugh. They roll their eyes. They play along. That's the unspoken deal. And Blake broke it. Her walkout turned what could have been a forgettable Oscars joke into the headline of the night. Then came the empty chair. Painfully visible, haunting in its stillness. People leave their seats all the time, but they always come back. Blake didn't. The cameras kept rolling, but every pan across the audience felt heavier. At first, people tried to shrug it off. Maybe she'd return, smooth things over, pretend it never happened. But as the minutes passed, the whispers started. Publicists began texting. Phones came out. Twitter spiraled, and the narrative turned dark, because soon it wasn't just about Conan's joke, it was about what Blake Lively might be hiding. Hollywood stars don't flee from punchlines unless there's something to run from. Her reaction didn't just look emotional, it looked confirmational. Suddenly everyone was asking the same question. What truth did that joke hit too close to? The context only made it worse. Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni had already been simmering behind the scenes. A feud turned legal battle riddled with whispers of leaked emails, power grabs, and contract disputes. The lawsuit had exposed fractures in her polished image, painting her as controlling, overreaching, and dangerously ambitious. Then came Conan. One joke. A few sharp words, the kind of dig most A-listers shrug off, and Blake couldn't even stay in the room. Now it wasn't just Hollywood gossip, it was a PR wildfire. If she had laughed, it would have been over in a day. Instead, her dramatic exit turned a fleeting Oscars moment into a full-blown crisis. Team Lively now faces an impossible choice: issue a statement and keep the story alive, or say nothing and let speculation take over. Neither ends well. And what about Conan? Did he go rogue, or was that line approved? If it was off the cuff, he took a reckless gamble. If it wasn't, it means the industry already considers Blake fair game, which is even more damning. Either way, Hollywood is watching closely. Because the one thing the industry fears more than bad press is unpredictability, and Blake just proved she's unpredictable. A star walking out of the Oscars over a joke, it's the kind of move that cancels meetings, stalls contracts, and makes brands nervous. It signals instability, and once that reputation sticks, it's nearly impossible to shake. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni is undoubtedly watching it all unfold, waiting for the perfect moment to drop the next receipt. One more leak, one more expose, and the image Blake spent years curating could crumble completely. So now it's a race. Either Blake gets ahead of this or it buries her, because in Hollywood, scandal doesn't destroy careers. Destroy careers.